The Ohio State Buckeyes are heading to the College Football Playoff National Championship. A 28-14 win over Texas. We'll do the instant reaction to tonight's game. Give me your one-word reaction, though, in the comment section of today's show. Natty might be a pretty decent one in the comments of today's video. Ohio State takes care of business in the Cotton Bowl against Texas, 28-14. I'll be honest, I thought this game was on the verge of going into overtime. Texas, after a pair of penalties, a first and goal from the one, just outside the 2-minute warning. They get stuffed on first and goal. They run a really weird toss left play. Caleb Downs, Lathan Ransom, blow it up. It's a loss of 8. Third down goes nowhere. Fourth and goal. And Jack Sawyer comes through. A strip sack. Grabs the fumble, runs it back 83 yards for the game-icing touchdown. Ohio State, behind the strength of what I will call the best defense in college football, takes care of business against the Longhorns, 28-14. Quinn Ewers sacked 4 times in this football game, none bigger than the final one by Jack Sawyer. JTT had several sacks in this game. Jack Sawyer got involved in this game. A final stat line, Sonny Styles a sack. JTT a sack and a half. Ty Hamilton a half sack. Sonny Styles had 3 TFLs. OSU had 9 tackles for loss, more than double what Texas did. The Longhorns at times vaunted ground game. In total, 29 carries, 58 yards. About 2 yards per carry. Ohio State allowed a couple touchdowns to Jaden Blue. Quinn Ewers threw for 283, but he had 2 turnovers in this game. Several sacks. He just kind of ran into pressure. You allow 14 points in any college football playoff game, you're going to win. This Ohio State defense in the CFP has been incredible. From the front 4 to the back 4. They have been absolutely electric. So I think there's one right answer here. I think it's an A. You won a semifinal. You covered the spread. You did your job, even if it got dicey in the fourth quarter. Grade Ohio State against Texas tonight. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comment section of today's show. Takeaway number 2. Will Howard was solid. He had a bad interception. Probably shouldn't have thrown that football. Should have had a rushing touchdown when the turf monster got him on a 4th down power play that he was gone. There was nobody in front of him. He was going to score and pulled his own Daniel Jones and falls down. They score on the drive, so it doesn't matter. 24 of 33. I think we can say this was Will Howard's worst college football playoff game. The bar was up here, though, so it's still not that bad. I'll angle this from an even NFL draft perspective, but he's better than Quinn Ewers. I don't think Ewers played that great tonight. I thought Howard played pretty damn well. Not perfect. You know, he had a couple drops that negatively impacted him. You know, we'll talk about the lack of impact for Jeremiah Smith, but Carnell Tate went for 7 for 87. You had the running backs, we'll get to them in a little bit. Emeka Buka had 5 for 51. If I had told you Jeremiah Smith had 1 catch for 3 yards, you would have went, Ohio State lost. No, they won by 14 in the end. I want to give love to both running backs in this game because every single touchdown from Ohio State, and for Texas too, with Jaden Blue catching 2 scores, was scored by a back. Travion Henderson, even with the bad personal foul penalty, more yards than any player in this game on the ground and through the air combined. 6 carries, 42 yards, a long of 22. And most impactfully, which set Ohio State up for success, the 75-yard perfectly timed screen call at the end of the first half that gave the Buckeyes a 14-7 lead going into halftime. He is explosive. I love watching him play. And I've been somewhat whelmed by Quinshon Judkins for the most part. 3 catches, 22 yards. It says 9 for 36. I thought at times this year there wasn't as much creativity in the running from Judkins. Even at times, I thought the violence wasn't as good. He ran violently tonight. The first 2 playoff games, you saw it again tonight too. That defense was fired up. They were locked in. They were ready to jaw and scream and yell, and they were fully energized. Quinshon Judkins had that energy. That first carry, 7-8 yards, locked up. He's loaded. He's fired up. 2 touchdowns in this game. The running backs for Ohio State, the numbers say 24 for 81. Do remember, there's also 9 carries for 3 yards from reverses and quarterbacks in there. Henderson and Judkins had a very strong showing. Today's show is made possible by Gametime. Gametime is the place for last-minute tickets to your next big event. It makes the Gametime Picks feature makes getting tickets for events even easier. Gametime Picks fills out the fluff to only show you incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of different tickets to find the best value. It's curation to save you even more and find better value for sports, but also concerts, comedy, theater, etc. If you are waiting to get tickets to the CFP championship game, go do it right now on the Gametime app. Gametime guarantee is this: if you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Gametime will credit you 110% of the difference. Download the Gametime app, create your account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. But again, create your account, redeem code CHATSPORTS, ChatSports, for $20 off. Download Gametime today for last-minute tickets, lowest price, all guaranteed. I kind of mentioned this earlier, so we won't go as long on it. If you had told me Jeremiah Smith caught 1 pass for 3 yards, I would have thought Ohio State lost. That was all he had. He had a screen for no yards, called back by holding. Vertical shot he could not come down with. Ohio State, without a guy I think is the best receiver in college football. Apologies to Tet McMillan, Travis Hunter, at least like the way he's played as of late. This is a special football player for a true freshman. They did it without him. They won that game without the incredible true freshman talent balling out. They did it with Carnell Tate. They did it with Jack Sawyer, Cody Simon, Sonny Styles. It's a talented football team. And they can pick up if one guy has a down game statistically. Who do you think deserves the game ball for the Ohio State Buckeyes? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Lots of answers. I'll probably give it to Jack Sawyer. But there's a lot of routes you can go. Caleb Downs had a game-ending INT. The backs. Drop that player name for me in the comments of today's show. Number 5, this is Ohio State's title to lose. And we'll break down the early lines here in a minute. This is the Buckeyes' title. If they don't win this, it'll be a disappointment. You're here. You probably wouldn't have made it if this was a 4-team college football playoff. Here you are. You blew out Tennessee. You blew out Oregon, the number 1 seed. You handled Texas in what was really a road environment to an extent for Ohio State, given how close Austin is to drivable distance. Even with the bad weather down there in Arlington. Maybe not with the bad weather, but still. Texas fans were there. Ohio State, this is their championship to lose. Now, as a reminder, we will be live for the national championship game. Hit that sub button if you haven't already done so. YouTube.com/GoBucks. As of filming, the early lines are available in this one. Ohio State is a 9.5-point favorite in this football game. Yeah, 9.5 points. You're talking 28-18, 29-18 type of projected score here in favor of the Buckeyes. That is a pretty damn big line for a national championship game. And like Notre Dame kind of benefited from their easier path. The Buckeyes have not had an easy path. There were plenty of national pundits that picked Tennessee to win. They picked Oregon to win. They picked Texas to win. They were favored in a lot of those games, but not by a lot. This, I believe, is the largest spread Ohio State has had in any college football playoff game this year, and it comes to the national championship. For some Midwestern dream, some Midwestern nightmare as Ohio State plays Notre Dame. I think the Buckeyes got this one.